Bargain bin, let's see what crowd is in. Baba Dave and his hair. He's old man, but please don't stare. Alright, he's on the bargain bin. Now this just in, it's just in. Our new guy who just snuck in. He takes a joke, he just don't care. He's a regular gummy bear. New boy, here on the bargain bin. Bonus section, it's area black. For the furries, he's got your back. Along with Neve, that rhymes with Steve. Can't you weave? She'll knit you a sleeve. Whoa, they're on the bargain bin. It's on Monday night. If you're lucky, it's on time. It's a pile of shite, but to miss it is a crime. Just out the gate, it's Rob GP. He's not a dog, but he'll make you pee. Up for a laugh, he'll laugh at Oat. If it falls flat, he'll get his coat. Whoa, we are the bargain bin. You hear the bargain bin, huh? This is the bargain bin.
It's the bargain bin! Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another episode of the Monday Night Bargain Bin. Kind of a part two. It's a bit of a continuation of last week's theme. We're talking all about Doctor Who today. It's been a bit of a trend, and there's some spicy tweets, and there's a bit of a game going on today. So, hope you're all excited. I know I am. Let's see who's here. Well, Justin's here, back from the dead, or back from wherever he was last time. And Graphic Goose is here, saying "Shumai" if you didn't get the joke. But hello everyone, good to be here. Good to have you here on a Monday. So let's welcome him back to the show. He's been away. It's Justin. Hey, dude.
Hey.
So, what excuse do you have for your absence last week?
Threat of redundancy. There you go.
You didn't have to give me the actual excuse.
Weren't expecting the question, dude.
That's right. We are having cutbacks at the bargain bin. We'll be letting Justin go soon. I'm joking, Justin.
Thank you.
I'm joking. We can't do that, can we, Rob? This has to go to a tribunal.
Dude, I'll tell you what. You can't dig yourself out of a hole. You know what I mean?
You can try.
You can try.
Or in this case, the valley.
Oh God, Frankie Valley, bloody hell.
So good to be back. Good to be back. I take it we've all done our homework and.
What was the homework? Oh yeah, that was it. We had to swat up on 60 years of Doctor Who. Yeah.
Yes.
For some reason, I got an idea that you didn't do that, Aria.
Me?
No, because I didn't either. So you know.
No, I didn't either.
Well,
right.
Well, I tell you what. Before we actually get into the Doctor Who-ness, I should.
Who-ness.
Justin's been cooking up a spicy tweet for us to take a look at. What's the news, Justin?
Let's save that for what's in the box because it's relevant to that. Needless to say, I'm still getting fucking responses to it, and I wish I'd never written it now. But for reasons that I'll go into shortly, but for reasons that I'll go into in a little while, I can't delete it. So on with the show.
Okay. Before we carry on with the show,
nice.
I feel like we need a new banner. 1 second.
Why am I going to not like this?
No.
Here we go. Done. Stay tuned for Justin's spicy tweet. And
nice.
On with the show. I guess this is news. Doctor Who makes its return along with David Tennant, Catherine Tate, and Russell T. Davies. And let's discuss.
As you do.
Hands in the air, who saw the recent episode?
Yep.
Just me?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep. No, I certainly did. Sorry, I'm just working on something else. Please chat amongst yourselves. But yeah,
Okay.
carry on. Yeah. I
So-
totally did.
You sound like Rutger Hauer in that Guinness advert. Talk about yourselves. I may be some time.
Fair.
Justin, we missed you last week.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to summarize your thoughts on Doctor Who before we go into this
Shit.
conversation?
I remember seeing the episode when it first launched, back when it was Billy Piper and Christopher Eccleston, and I thought, this is shit, and I haven't watched it since. And given what I've seen since that episode, with some of the stories and casting choices, I'm glad I never watched it.
We missed out. Oh, you got to watch Blink. You got to watch Blink.
No,
Blink is a freaking awesome episode, and it's hardly got any Doctor Who in. Whoa, I don't like spam. Oh, yeah. Spam. Eggs, chips, and spam doesn't have much spam in it. It's like that.
No.
Okay.
But yeah, no. The episode is an absolute masterpiece.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Let's talk favorite Doctor Who episodes.
Ooh,
Blink. That is
Blink
by
is
far
good.
one of my favorites ever. Blink.
Yeah, it's freaking
Yeah.
awesome. The introduction of the Weeping Angels. Yeah, bloody hey.
Yeah. And you know what else? This is really weird. I mentioned to you on the tweet that my first episode of Doctor Who was the Absorberlofts episode, Love and Monsters.
Yeah.
That is also a
With-
Doctor Light episode, right? There's no Doctor in it
Yeah.
until the very, very end.
Stimmt. That's right. And it's with, oh God, what's his name? Peter Kay, innit?
Okay, yeah.
It's spitting! It's spitting! I can be as loud as I want this week because my missus, she's not on holiday. She's away with work. So I can be as loud as I want without her peering through the door going, what are you doing?
Yeah. This might be interesting, though, since Justin isn't really a fan of the show. From an outsider's perspective.
Oh, you're an outsider!
Are you local?
Well, what's all this
The local
noise? We'll
shop.
have no noise here. This is a local shop for local people.
So for an out,
He's not at all impressed, is he?
one is not amused.
Just wait. I'm just waiting
Neither
for this
is
question,
two.
wherever it's going to be.
So from an outsider's perspective, can you give us what are the headlines of Doctor Who? Like, what's the show about to someone who isn't in the fandom?
Okay, I should clarify. I used to watch it many moons ago, but before this current incarnation, I have not watched it outside of that first episode with Eccleston and Piper. I know.
So what do
full
you
well,
remember it being from back
Yeah.
then?
fun for starters.
Okay.
But I remember the episodes with Sylvester McCoy and the Daleks, and not a lot else, to be honest with you. I remember the Daleks when I was a kid, made me hide behind the sofa. My mum always likes telling me that story just to get a little bit of amusement herself. But I don't remember.
There was always
what
the
else about
thing.
it.
There was always the thing that parents said that the Daleks make their kids hide behind the sofa. It was very difficult for me to hide behind the sofa. The sofa was backed up against a wall, so
Yeah, so did mine, but there was like a little crawl space near the bottom, which I fit in.
those days.
Yeah, which I fit in quite nicely. But I do remember one line of McCoy's, because he was my favourite, where some army guy says to him, "What are they? Little green men?" He says, "Yes, little green men in suits of armour."
that was actually pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, but I've watched what's happened to Doctor Who from an outsider's perspective, and it kind of goes along with a lot of the other old school stuff they revive. It gets brought back by someone else who has a different. Yeah, thank you for that. Who has a different perspective on things, so they decide to change it and make it suitable for modern audiences. And I think we saw this with the female Doctor, which led to a massive drop in viewership. I know that much. But ultimately, it was just one of those shows I ended up ignoring.
So, what do you think of the new era, Rob?
Before we go on to that, was McCoy your first Doctor then?
I don't think so, because I remember.
So before him, there was Peter Davison.
Yeah, I think he's the one I remember first.
Okay.
But I haven't thought about this stuff in a long ass time, because, like I said, when I saw what was happening to Doctor Who, like was done to my beloved show, which was Star Trek, I just instantly switched off to it.
Okay. Alrighty. What do I think to the new?
Yeah.
You know, like I was, I left the UK in 1996, right? So when I came, I was in a bit of a long distance relationship between Germany and the UK, and I came back around about 2005. And when I found out that they started making new episodes, I was like, whoa, I gotta watch this. So with my I just sat and watched them with my ex's kids, and I freaking loved it. I'm the Doctor, run for your life. Yeah, I loved it. I thought that was absolutely brilliant. And I really think they did a disservice to Eccleston, because I think he was an absolutely fucking marvelous Doctor, and one season just wasn't enough for sure, which is a real damn shame. Tennant, I thought was brilliant too. I really did like him. I liked his eccentricities. Matt Smith, I had never seen him in anything else. This is it. What? Because I'm so out of it with British TV programming, etc. I had no idea who half these people are before I'd seen them on Doctor Who. So I didn't know who Tennant was. I don't know what he'd done beforehand. Same with Matt Smith. Same with Eccleston, to be honest.
Yeah.
The only really, Capaldi, I'd never heard of him either. I know they've done stuff, but I'd just never seen it. The only one I had seen is actually Jodie Whittaker, because she was in Broadchurch. With David Tennant, of course, and of course I watched that. Yeah. No. And I think she should have gotten better scripts, better stories.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And there were stories. Now I've kind of like been on other shows. So for example, with the Rabbi, talking about this, and like the one about Indian, the partition of India, I really kind of enjoyed that, because when the show was first, when the concept was first created in the 60s, they wanted it to be fun but also educational. So they wanted a good, healthy mix of science fiction, ergo future, but also a bit of history as well. So like in the really early episodes, you'd have the French Revolution, the Ilias, gunfighters, So, and the first ever story really was the Tribe of Gum, which was about cavemen, So it was. I didn't see those when they were new, so I kind of like it when they do historical stuff. But sometimes it gets a bit silly.
Yeah, one of the episodes they did in the new series, in the Whittaker series, was where they're on the bus with Rosa Parks, and people that I knew had watched the episode said it was more preachy than anything else. And this is like, well, I can't say I'm surprised.
I can't help but feel like that the Rosa Parks episode, like I'm not opposed to it. I'm with you on that, Rob. Like the historical episodes, they're wicked. There's some fantastic ones throughout the run of the show. However, you know what modern day media is like, the trends that we're seeing. Of course, they were going to bring up a race related historical incident in when was it airing? 2019, something like that.
Yeah.
Of course, that was going to be the topic, and of
Yeah,
course,
mind you, I don't see that that's a bad thing at all. And like, Mike McCartney's going to love this because, of course, he says, "Oh, there's going to be someone middle of the road. Hey, that's me!" And like,
and they also brought up male pregnancy, which is
hang on one sec, because sticking with the race relations, yeah, I don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, what at the end of the day, what we really need to remember is this is a family show for families, not just for adults, but for kids as well. And I mean, like, shit, the US had something quite akin to apartheid, right? God knows when. I mean, until the 60s. Do you know what I mean?
My point being, though, we've got that everywhere else at the moment. It's literally like television is saturated with that topic.
Fair enough. Mind you. I mean, like that's not a reason to avoid it. I mean, there's plenty of other dramas and films. I saw, what's it called, The Green Book, a couple of years ago, and I thought that was a really good drama, and it kind of like really pinpointed, like, if you don't know, if you're not black, if you're not black American, or if you're not black in the UK, you don't know what other people go through. I mean, neither of you have ever been like been subject to any kind of racism, right?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it because you is black? No, why? Where?
No,
why?
it was a guy shit talking me over Xbox Live when I had it a long time ago. I can't repeat the language used, so I don't want to get the show taken down. But
all
right. regardless, Rob, my objection to it isn't on the basis of we shouldn't have movies or TV about race relations. It's on the basis of the Chibnall era writers. They're not the guys I want to see writing those stories, because I mean, you know, I watch movies where that's a subject in, you know, like anyone else, and it's fine if you write a beautiful movie, then I consume it and enjoy it like everyone else.
Yeah,
but you can't. I don't feel like you can separate that from the fact that the Chibnall era writers had a message to push. They had an agenda. Right. So the fact that they, you know, I don't feel that episode was done in honesty to like explore the topic. I think that episode was done more so to paint a picture between the Rosa Parks example was just the vehicle to inject the racist white bad guy and to follow that line of messaging. That's my thoughts.
It reminds me of what I can't remember the guy's name now. The showrunner of the Star Trek series, the latest incarnation of Star Trek. He said during an interview that he's got the platform of Star Trek and he's going to use it to spread his message.
Yeah.
And Star Trek has been the latest incarnation of Star Trek had similar criticisms levied to it, but it's more about sending the message than it has actually telling a decent story. And
and of course you can do both, but if one is like, if one overrides the other, sure.
Yeah, but the same guy, he was partly responsible for the series Clarice, which was based on the character from the Silence of the Lambs books, which was kind of funny because they could use Clarice's name, but due to various rights, they couldn't mention Hannibal Lecter at all.
Seriously?
And Alex Kurtzman, that was the guy's name. And as a result, that series only lasted one season. And I saw a review for it where the writer called Alex Kurtzman, and I quote, an IP hack. And I thought that's very appropriate because that's what these folks do. They can't make their own stuff. So they get hold of old franchises and essentially butcher them, which is why I've turned off to Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who, and probably a couple of others. So, yeah.
Okay. Mind you.
But having said that, if someone's out there and they're watching this and they enjoy these shows, good for you. But for those of us that remember when these shows were in their golden era, in their prime.
All right. Mind you. Okay, I gotta say, there were good shows. There were always, 60 years. There were good shows and there were turkeys.
Yeah.
And some of the, for example, McCoy shows that I remember, like what was that with the Bertie Bassett? You know what I mean? It's like, who the frig came up with like a big mechanical Bertie Bassett or a guy in a Bertie Bassett suit? You know, like it's just that is just ridiculous. And I gotta say, sorry, Colin Baker fans, he was not my favorite. They made him so shouty and antagonistic. And I don't know if that was down to the writing or him, or it was like a regeneration gone wrong, where he was just like anti everything. And why? It was kind of, that's the one. And it was kind of like Brian Blessed. But why is he always shouting? That kind of character, and it pissed me off. Yeah.
But obviously, my critiques of these shows.
Not my doctor.
Yeah. My critiques of these shows to one side. One of the only programs I've watched recently, which is any good because it is something new and the guy is actually doing a decent job with it, is the Orville. Because it's Seth MacFarlane's homage to Star Trek, and the show is so well written and it does deal with several topics. But it does it in a way that they're not shoved in your face, because MacFarlane, he did something very clever. And he got old Star Trek Next Generation writers on board, and it shows in the writing.
Yeah. So let me just highlight some of the comments quickly. We've got Tom Took saying, "Evening, guys. Keeping a blank slate on the recent Doctor Who, which I wasn't able to watch. I still think
don't bother.
Comment was a legit review on the printing the publisher. We'll get onto that in a second.
Yeah, we'll get onto that in a second.
The death metal vocalist in Benediction, whom I was seeing, saw it though, and he was giving out jelly beans too. What are you? We're gonna need further context on that one. Capaldi would have been a better Doctor with his thick of it dialogue. Is Thick of It another show he was in?
I think so.
That was the one where, Capaldi, he was doing real adult humor with F this and F that, and like this is a I think that was a show he was doing. I can't remember.
You just made me think of Forrest Gump, the way he said that F this and F that.
He was cursing, blinding, and dogging rabbit. Gold darn it.
I'm gonna bring up. We've got Bimbo's back.
Bimbo's
Good
back.
to see you.
Hello, Bimbo.
David Tennant back as the Doctor. Okay, fantastic. I want to share the tweet that we put out earlier because we had some good replies here. So I don't feel our viewers need us to explain what happened in the latest episode of Doctor Who. It's been all over the internet by this point. So let's just give our thoughts on it. We've
it's kind of small, that isn't it? Can you zoom in a bit?
Make it big.
Make it big.
Let's see.
Nice. Yeah.
So Dave Brink simply asks Doctor Who, and I agree. Ali Sangri says, "I'm glad I never watched the series because now I have nothing to be disappointed about." And Christine Venner says, "I didn't watch the first part, and I'm glad. Clearly, I'm not the audience Doctor Who is written for, as per the last shit show of the series. I spent my time watching a Korean series called Sell My Haunted House, which didn't shove ideology down my throat."
Yeah, there you go. She's right. That's exactly what it does. It shoves it down your throat.
Now, Takume LLC says, "I'm honestly afraid to watch it. They fired the 14th Doctor and her writers over excessive politically correct narrative that killed the show's fans base, only to bring back the actor that got the largest market interest and do what? Double down on the political narrative? Yeah, pretty much. And then he continues with, I've seen a few screen captures and clips from what I kept hearing. There was an anti-male... there was this anti-male, you can't understand our plight because you identify currently as a male, even though you were originally a female narrative. And it's not about the show being around for 60 years. And the last sentence there is my general feeling. It's the 60-year anniversary. There was very little focus beyond the title screen on the fact that this is the 60-year anniversary of Doctor Who. And it,
mind you,
I think Takumi summed it up very well there.
I do find it interesting that they based this story on a comic strip.
Yeah, that bit was cool. I like that.
That was really cool, and like seeing Pat Mills' name up there is like,
yeah, I know, right? I said to Neve, Rob's spoken to him before.
yeah, and I'm like, dude, I really want him on the show. I do. I like Pat Mills is a nice guy and he's done a lot of great stuff. A lot. I think I showed this last 2 weeks ago. Haven't got around to this. Yeah, there you go. Charlie's War, one of the best. I'm not into war stories as much, but dude, the first part of that was fantastic. And they actually, because I was watching the clips before I saw the episode, right? And I'm thinking, dude, this is so familiar, and I've seen this before. And then the next day, somebody posted a screenshot or a photo of one of the pages from Doctor Who Weekly. I'm like, that's it. That's where I saw it. Yeah. And so Sunday morning, I spent a good 20 minutes reading through my Doctor Who weeklies just to catch up on what the what the original story was like. And it's the original story doesn't have the transgender, funnily enough, because it's from 1980. God knows. It's from 1979, 1980, So what are you going to do?
Yeah. On that note, I thought it was pretty cool. And I would like to see more classic, extended universe Doctor Who turned into actual televised Doctor Who. That was cool. With that. It looked like a pretty good translation from the point of the Meep. It was pretty well done. The other aliens looked I liked the design of them on screen. I thought they were cool. What did you think of that part of it, Rob?
Well, I mean, oh God, what's her name? Margulis. Margaret Margulis? No, what's her name? The actress. She's a really funny woman. Was in. She played the Spanish Infanta in Blackadder. You don't know?
No.
What is her name? Margulis. In any case, she played the voice of the Meep, and I'm thinking, the first. I don't know. I mean, her voice acting, of course, is good, but the
Miriam Margolyes.
Miriam, thank you very much.
Of course I know her.
Yeah. Damn, the script, I'm blanking on the word, not the conversation, the
dialogue.
Come on. Dialogue, freaking hell. Thank you very much. The dialogue right in the beginning, it just made me roll my eyes. It was laughable because it's like, I've hit my paw. I'm like, okay, in the comic at least, you had this beep, beep. Yeah. So and then only after a little while, they like, oh wow, you could speak our language. And it's like the 13th warrior. I listened. That kind of stuff. Yeah. Whereas here, furry alien crashes on a planet, or doesn't crash, like does a SpaceX Tesla, very much with the times. Yeah. Whereas in the original story, it did crash. And so the first thing, I hurt my paw. And I was just like, oh, God.
Yeah. This is what happens. They come in and they change stuff, and I don't like it.
Yeah, but I just thought that bit of dialogue was a bit stupid.
You raised something there that I really want to get onto. I have noticed a trend, not only in this episode. This episode was so bad for it, but a trend in Doctor Who in general of people being so just, I don't know what the word is that I'm looking for. They just see aliens and they're fine with it, right? Like it's nothing. Like in this episode, on multiple different occasions, human beings came in contact with alien life forms and were just, that's an alien. Let's carry on with our day. The wheelchair lady, who I'm sure we'll get onto in a minute, meets the Doctor, the whole reason for this show existing, and in universe, the whole reason for her job existing, and it's like, you're the Doctor, I'm gonna carry on with my day. And it was so...
Well, maybe she's not an autograph hunter, I don't know.
My point being, it just seems so...
Blasé,
and it's so frustrating to me, because that's not how it used to be a big deal to meet the Doctor, right? Like a big deal. And now it's if anyone can just meet the Doctor and is just better than the Doctor, knows more than the Doctor, and is in charge instead, it's like, all right, then I guess the Doctor's just he's less a main character now, more just a vehicle for us to move the story along. That's what I felt like anyway. And that encounter with the Meep, where it's like, I hurt my paw. Why wasn't that instead, freaking out because there's an alien in front of you, and this is supposedly the first time it's seen an alien. I mean, what's the next thing? You can never have enough terrible teddy bears. Indeed.
Well, I mean,
join us next
I do
week
like
for the Teddy Bears episode.
What's interesting is there was that bit of a nod to E.T., right?
Yeah.
The scene where E.T.'s kind of like frozen in the closet.
Yeah.
Right. And but there was something in the comic. Oh, that was it. There was a nod to the comic as well, because the what are they called? The Warp Warriors?
Yeah.
Warp Warriors? I can't remember. In the dark, I mean, obviously in the comic it's the Tom Baker incarnation, and he's trying to find his way in the dark, and he sees these lights, and basically it's the eyes of one of these Warp Warriors that he's just latched onto. Oh, I'm sorry, is that your eye? And I think that was acted out by Donna Noble poking the alien in the eye. So that was pretty cool.
The sad thing for me, if you took this episode and removed the messaging involved, it probably would have had me in tears, because it was a classic Doctor Who mini adventure, one episode long adventure. It had everything I needed in a Doctor Who episode. It had David Tennant and Donna Noble reunited, which is my second favorite team up. My favorite team up is David Tennant and Wilfred Mott, Donna's granddad. That's my favorite. Donna, a very close second, though. This is all I needed to be back on board with Doctor Who.
Right.
And you know what? To top all of that off, let's say, imagine Donna's daughter was just a regular, happy 15-year-old girl. I probably would have been in tears over that, being a new dad with a daughter. That is like that would have just spoke to me, captured my, captured my heart, my imagination, and that's what I'm after. But they have to inject the message inside of it, and then I instantly, maybe it's a flaw on my part, but I can't focus on, I can't enjoy the story then.
It's a distraction.
It totally not only pulls me out, but it just, it gets me thinking of other things while I'm watching the episode, and that's not what I should be doing.
Yeah. A good friend of mine, I'm not going to mention names, because we spoke about it the next day. We chatted about it the next day, and he quite liked it, and he quite liked the daughter, the gendered. Let me not say the wrong thing and get cancelled, but the gender swapped daughter, who is actually in real life calm down, you.
I can't say that joke. I just thought of.
No, don't do it. Who is really transgender in real life, right? And he said that he kind of liked that character, which is cool. But what he did say was a lot of tick boxing.
Oh, heck yeah!
Yeah, which I'd not heard as a phrase before. I don't know if it's a regular phrase these days.
Yeah,
tick boxing, kind of cool. Tick-boxing, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look at the unit soldiers. I don't know if you noticed, but you'd have like 6 or 7 unit soldiers on the screen at one time, and they would all be you'd have one Sikh, you'd have one black person, you'd have one white person, you'd have one ginger lady, one Indian lady.
Ginger lady.
Yeah, they're a funny one these days.
My point being, the UK is never represented anymore as having one. Well, granted, they are in London, which is highly, diverse.
For sure. Yeah,
But come on, you can show more than 2 white people on the screen at one time.
The thing is, when I found out that the daughter was transgender, I immediately thought, put a chick in it, make her gay.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, for the people who've been watching over the past couple of weeks, I finally watched South Park this last week.
Oh, good.
Mrs. Kennedy, this is Bambi too. Don't care. Put the chick in it, make her lame and gay.
You do a good voice impression.
It's just, like this is like
I thought you were watching
undiscovered talent.
Yeah. So we'll come back to the tweet in a bit, but it's this whole thing with Doctor Who, the transgenderism and the female doctor and all that. In retrospect, now I can see Russell T Davies is playing a long game. He's all these things. They didn't all come at once. It wasn't as if we turned the telly on Saturday and we were surprised by what we saw. We knew what was coming, and that's because it was leaked to us intermittently over the weeks and months preceding the episode.
Yeah.
I think that was all intentional. I think everything here is done intentionally. I think this whole stunt with bringing Tennant back is obviously for the purpose of boosting the ratings. However, on top of that, that's why they're also introducing the transgenderism and all the other wokery that we see.
Good luck
all
with
of that to say, it spawned a new hashtag. RIP Doctor Who.
Really? Not my doctor? What happened to not my doctor? Oh, God!
Oh, my God!
Ow!
Oh,
come on!
I didn't do it.
Wow.
It's just found it.
I've never seen that before. That's brilliant.
Oh dear.
So,
oh man.
So,
some fucker's going to put that on a t-shirt, right?
Yeah. It's current day. Somebody will.
Oh God, jeez.
So
okay. Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
No, carry on, Rob.
We can't play that clip, can we?
I don't know, man. It's 26 seconds. Are we really
you might get copyright struck, so I don't know if you want to risk it.
Well, let's summarize then. you guys know what happens in this clip? I'm sure you've
Yeah,
seen this
I've heard the dialogue.
Yeah.
You're
So
a man,
the
you couldn't
energy
possibly
that was
understand. We go
supposed to
for it.
kill Donna Noble, she took on the whole energy of one Time Lord in a human body, which was too much for her. And obviously, this energy was then kind of like shared between her and her daughter.
Yeah.
You know? So,
Yeah.
and then of course the tagline is something like binary, which is interesting because when she started going into shock in the final episode that we saw Donna, where it was kind of like really revealed that she would have to have her memory wiped, that was the final word, binary, binary, binary. And obviously somehow I can't remember exactly relating to computer binary. I don't know. And of course here binary.
Yeah,
no,
I think she got that episode. She's like overloading with words, and then she gets mid-sentence binary, and she gets stuck on that word.
Right.
Yeah. I get that, and you know what? I'm not totally opposed to the they had to come up with a solution, right? Like, how are they going to bring Donna back without because that was like the perfect close to Donna's season, right? Like it was heartbreaking. And it left Donna alive, but she could never see the Doctor again or never remember the Doctor. So I felt solid conclusion there. If you had to bring her back, the idea that she has a daughter shares some of the energy, not a terrible premise to begin with. However, this scene where they shake off that energy just by letting it go, as they say, as only women could do.
Let it go.
Yeah. Notice they specified that this is something a male Time Lord wouldn't think of because only women would do it.
Absolutely.
Just let it go. I can't help but feel like that one sentence just brings that whole premise crashing down and just totally flattens that amazing ending they left it on. Like, what was the point? She could have just. Was it that scary a thing if she can just let it go? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Just wait. Next week, Tennant will go back to just before the spaceship hit that killed all the dinosaurs and rescue Adric. That's confused you all.
Yeah.
As a kid, and this would have been 1981. As a kid, I watched Earthshock, and I absolutely miss the multi-part stories.
Yeah.
half-hour episodes that build up into one story, so you really want to know what's going to happen next week, right?
Yeah.
I miss that. These single story episodes, you don't get into it as much. Okay, like granted, I've seen some older classic episodes where you're like, get on with the story, sure. So that can happen as well. But I think single episode stories, it's for the modern age where people just don't have the concentration to watch a story over several parts. I don't know. Maybe that's it. But it would be nice to have like more multi-part stories.
Yeah.
I think one thing we ought to remember as well is the fact that for years, Doctor Who has had like a huge gay following, right? When I lived in London years ago, let's call her a good friend of mine, right? Her flatmate was gay, and it was really, I didn't know. I totally didn't know that Doctor Who had like this huge gay following. I really didn't. And but apparently it's been like that for years. So we're talking going back to the 90s. So I don't find it bad at all. I mean, what can I say? I mean, it's had like a gay following for a long time, but again, the idea of having all of this stuff like really pushed onto us is.
Yeah. So I tell you what, I am interested to know. What did you like about the episode, Rob?
I don't know. The kind of chemistry between Tennant and oh bugger, I've forgotten her name. Catherine Tate. It's kind of like they'd never been away. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Yeah. The storyline in itself, I find it's okay, but maybe, I don't know, not really six. I wouldn't have imagined, apart from the, Donna Noble and the Doctor finding each other again, apart from that, I wouldn't have envisaged this as like 60th anniversary material.
No, it didn't feel like it, right?
Yeah. Mind you, I mean, sometimes they try too hard. Like in the past, they've had these like different alien invasions that are so Christmas themed. I'm like, it makes me roll my fucking eyes, and I'm like, like robots dressed as Santa Claus. I'm like, what the F? Seriously, do you think that an alien race is going to like, how can we blend in? Oh, I don't know. Let's dress up as Santa Claus and then exterminate people. Shut up.
Or the Christmas tree that came alive and attacks Rose.
So like, I kind of look forward to the Christmas specials, but when they try to absolutely ramrod a square peg into a round hole, I'm like, doesn't have to be that way. Just do like a story. It doesn't have to be, I've saved Christmas again. It doesn't have to be a Christmas themed just because it appears on, December 25th.
Yeah. I'm with you on that though, Rob. It did feel like a very small adventure for what is the 60th anniversary. There's been Christmas episodes that have been more grandiose than
for sure.
than this one.
Oh, with Kylie Minogue. Bloody A.
Heck yeah. That was a fantastic episode. I love that.
That was a good one, no?
Yeah.
And what's this? Wait, what's this with the sonic screwdriver that now produces screens? Dude,
sorry,
I'm sorry.
Stat. We'll get to your comment in the section. We've opened up this can of worms now.
Let's
talk about new sonic screwdriver, new TARDIS. What's the thoughts?
The TARDIS looks good. It's a class. It's a mix between classic and new. New. I mean, it's spectacular, sure. Yeah. But new, just like, I mean, the old one, you could see it's a TV studio. The classic one, it's a TV studio with a hexagonal. Is he asleep? Okay, it's a hexagonal console in a TV studio, right? So this new one, has my internet crashed again?
No, we've just put Justin to sleep.
Wake up, boy! Wake up! So, but this new one, I kind of like it. Yeah. Somebody pointed out on Twitter, ramps. Ooh, maybe we're going to get a handicapped assistant. I'm not saying that's bad, but it's going to be a little bit difficult when they have to run up and down lots of corridors.
Yeah, I'm sure he's had an assistant who's been in a wheelchair in the past. I could be wrong, though.
No, that was Davros.
No, it's not a wheelchair. We established this last episode. So, let me get the stats comment. I tried a long time ago, watch some Tom Baker, tried it with Tennant. I understood it, I got it, it just didn't grab me.
Right.
You sound awfully like Justin there. So, did we have a game, a classic bargain bin game to get to?
Yeah, sorry, I need to wake up. Right. So I wrote 10 Doctor Who questions, which I was going to pose between you two to see who scored the most out of 10. So some are multiple choice, some are not. They're the hard ones.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah. So, so are we both ready?
Yeah. How are we going to play this? Are you going to ask one each, or are we going to have to like?
Yeah.
What?
Buzz or knock or whatever. Yeah.
All right then. So I don't know if you want to, but I figured out a scoring system.
Okay. Fair enough. We'll do that then. Okay. So you ready for the first question?
Mhm.
I guess as ever. Yeah. So
Okay.
listen. What are we doing? What's your buzz sound, Aria?
Buzz.
Okay.
No,
so mine
can
is
go-
exterminate.
Harry, you can go back.
Okay.
Okay. Right. So first question. What actor played the forgotten incarnation of the Doctor, known as the War Doctor? Okay.
Rob.
John
Rob.
Hurt.
Yep, correct. It was John Hurt.
Woohoo! This means yeah. I score a point.
Okay.
All right. Not bad.
Okay. Question 2. Which Doctor Who actor won an Academy Award for Best Live Action Short Film and a BAFTA for Best Short Film? Was it A, Sylvester McCoy, B, John Pertwee, or C, Peter Capaldi?
Capaldi.
I reckon.
Sorry, Ariel, what was that?
Capaldi.
Yes, correct.
Right. So you get one as well.
Okay.
Oh, I'm purple.
Yay.
You bloody
All right.
lovely.
3. Which Doctor Who actor is married to the child of another Doctor Who actor?
David
damn,
Tennant.
Rob got that.
Yes, David Tennant. Yeah. Very
Married
good.
to the daughter of Peter Davison.
Yes, Georgia Moffat.
So he's married. His wife is his child in one of the episodes, which is really strange.
No comment on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Right. Before the Russell T Davies Doctor Who era, there was a TV movie made back in 1996. Who played the Doctor? Was it...
Oh.
Go on, Rob.
All right, Rob, go on.
It was. Oh shit! I've knocked myself out now because.
Yeah, you have.
Wait. Oh,
5,
God.
4, 3, 2.
God, I can see his.
1.
I can see his face.
Right.
Wifnall and
Aria?
Shit.
Aria?
Did you say it then, Rob?
No, I didn't.
Did
Okay.
name the actor. Aria?
Give me the options, Justin, because I don't remember it either.
Yeah, Rob, you're out of this one. It's either A, Stephen Tompkinson, B, Kenny Everett, or C, Paul McGann.
Paul.
Correct.
Oh, bloody Kenny Everett would have been a great Doctor.
Yeah, it would have been. Okay. So
it's all done in the best possible taste.
Okay, so that's Aria. Rob, you got this point?
Yeah, have a roundel.
Yeah. Okay, 5. What is TARDIS an acronym for?
I got that one.
Time
and relative dimensions in space.
You did that. Yes, Aria. That's a point to Aria. Very well done.
Dude, freaking internet lag.
Okay. This is a pretty easy one. Which actor has played the Doctor twice?
David Tennant.
Rob.
Oh.
You had me
Rob,
first,
you
David
got that
Tennant.
first. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, correct. Right.
I mean, actually, to be honest, all of them have played the Doctor twice, apart from Paul McGann.
Would you stop poking holes in my Right. Okay. Next question. Which Hollywood director once said the world would have been a poorer place without Doctor Who? Was it A, Ridley Scott, B, James Cameron, or C, Steven Spielberg? Rob?
Ridley Scott.
Incorrect. Aria?
Ooh, 50-50.
Who was it again? James Cameron or Spielberg?
That's correct.
James Cameron.
Incorrect. It was Steven Spielberg.
Whoa!
Yeah. Okay. This will be another easy one, I think, now. Before working on Doctor Who, showrunner Chris Chibnall created and wrote which detective series for ITV?
Oh, I've forgotten.
Which did who create for ITV?
Chris Chibnall.
Oh, it's one of the big ones, isn't it?
Was it Inspector Morse or the young Inspector Morse?
No. Aria, your turn.
I don't remember.
No. Broadchurch. We mentioned it earlier.
Oh, bloody hell! Yeah, okay, fair enough. I should have known.
That wasn't. I could picture something in my mind that was on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
That wasn't it.
Okay. Right. Multiple choice answer to this one. Who was the first actor to play Davros? Was it A, Michael? Let me get the choices out first. Hang on. Was it A, Michael Wisher, B, Terry Rawlings, or C, Bristolian Dave? Go on, Rob.
Damn, because I was thinking of someone else. I'll go for A.
Correct.
Because I know Terry Malloy played him as well, but you said Terry Rawlings. I'm like,
yeah, Terry Rawlings was a crew member from another movie I've watched, so that was put in there to. And
right. Okay, good.
Dave, just because.
Along with Bristolian Dave.
Dave, just because.
Yeah. Right. Okay. This is the final question, so it's Aria's chance to draw level, or Rob's chance to beat him into the ground. In the episode Rose, what form did the villainous Autons take? Was it A, shop mannequins, B, blow up dolls, or Aria has answered the question and you've drawn level?
Yeah, shop dummies, just like,
which I thought was fucking stupid.
No. I mean, the Autons. They were also in Terror of the Autons.
Yeah.
And what was the other? The Auton Invasion, and it was exactly the same because they're kind of like plastic looking. So they were also shop dummies.
All right. So as your level, I can do a tiebreaker question if you want. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. No, there's no multiple choice here. See who gets it. In the same episode, Rose, what actor played her boyfriend?
Oh, damn.
Go on, Rob.
I can't remember his name. It's.
I know it.
I mean, it's Ricky, but what was his freaking name? And I mean, he's been on other things as well.
Yeah. He was on everything around that time. Oh, damn.
Noel. No, someone No, not Noel Fielding, but another Fielding.
It's not another Fielding.
Was it Noel something? Noel Edmonds. No, I can't. No.
I don't know.
I'm going to give that one to Rob because it was Noel Clarke.
Yeah, Noel Clarke.
There you go.
I'll tell you what. I'll take. How about this? To make it less serious. Where's my? I'll take half. There you go. Half a roundel.
There you go. That was my Doctor Who quiz.
Woo!
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah, cheers, buddy. Cheers, buddy.
It was crap, but I'm glad you liked it.
No, it was good. It was good. Silly rabbit, ramps of a canine.
Awesome. I like talking Doctor Who with you guys.
Yeah.
Even if you don't enjoy it so much, Justin, but that was a fun quiz.
Yeah.
We've got another part of the show to do now. I've been waiting for ages to do this. I wanted to do it last week, Justin, but you skedaddled, so we're going to do it. So, it's our favorite segment.
Oh, what's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
I've got a good one.
Oh.
I've got a good one. Guess what I've got, Justin?
I'm going to bow out because I know what this is about.
Guess what I got? You can't see it. This isn't going to go well. The screen isn't going to share.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
I've actually got 2 bits for this segment, so you can go first.
Ooh.
My
I'll be
hang
back.
on, let me turn the screen off. Otherwise, this is going to look terrible. There we go. So
I was
ignore my
expecting like a murder scene in the background as soon as you turn your camera off.
A murder scene. I mean, there's a bit of junk in the cupboard, but that's about it. The Cyberfrog arrived, and bit of a big box for just one comic. There are other things in there, though. Has yours arrived yet, Justin?
It has.
We'll get onto that in a second. To be fair, there's 2 books in here. Salamandroid and the Cyberfrog Amphibionics. And then there's 2 books in here as well. The Salamandroid Zine and Heartsick Horror, I think it's called. And so these 5 books that I received, I flicked through them. I thought the artwork looked pretty good in most of them. There's we touched on this last week. I feel like EVS is stretching himself too thin and is sacrificing the artwork on some of his books. You definitely see that.
Yeah.
I read this book here, and I'll give you my thoughts on it once we've seen your what's in the box, Justin. But I thought I'd show you the other little bits that came with it. So I got the Cyberfrog figure that's been floating around the web, which he looked pretty cool. Quite interesting seeing it in real life, but it's not a figure that I've been like crazy after, and I'm usually the action figure guy who's after all the toys. But also got keyring, Cyberfrog keyring, which is pretty cool. It's all nice and embossed, and you can't tell because my light is too strong, but it's pretty nice. Cyberfrog sticker. I think in the last campaign he also gave us a car window sticker, which is what I think this one is. And nice idea. I'm not sticking Cyberfrog on my car, but the last thing then is the trading cards, which I got, and these are pretty cool. I do like these trading cards. Got several different designs on there. Let me make myself big screen and
make you big.
Turn the light off so we can actually see. We got a couple of different designs. This one's pretty cool.
Oh wow!
Spike. There's Scorpion, and
are they just coated, or what is that? Like a metallic kind of sheen, or what?
They're very glossy. There is this one which is metallic.
Yeah,
which is quite nice. I like that one. The
like quasi like hologram, isn't it?
Chromium.
Yeah, chromium. This one's chromium, which is quite nice. Okay. I like that one. Another chromium one. So it's very nice.
Cool.
And then at the beginning. So like I'm not gonna rant about the perks. I think the perks are quite nice for this campaign. Got some extra bits, which is nice. I'm sure Justin's going to tell us about how it took too long to get here. And, you wouldn't be wrong. You wouldn't be wrong. I'll show off the books one more time while I got my screen off, because I read this. In my opinion, it was a good story. Not as good as the first part. And then, of course, you've got my gripes about the artwork, which I think is going downhill because he's having to do too much. But there we go. Cyberfrog's arrived. I won the bet, Justin. I don't know. You owe me like a $5 or something.
Justin, you are now Arya's sex slave for a whole month.
Well, at least I'm a cheap one.
Thank you, Justin. I appreciate your candor. So, Justin, I heard you've got a couple of boxes you want to show off.
I suppose so.
I just want to share this right now, just for Justin.
I can oblige, but it won't be a full size.
We've only got guys in our live chat today, Rob.
Well, you know, I get older. I'm not fussy. Right, so I suppose you want me to share mine then, don't you? Okay. Okay, so my Cyberfrog box, as you can see. That was that.
Okay.
And then we go on to the main article, which I received this on the Saturday. Peregrine, Rings of the Falcon.
Nice.
I backed this book back in May 2020. It was supposed to have arrived in April 21. I got it Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought, you know what? I will not give this one. Well, I'm going to give. I did give this one shit, but I thought I will read it to see if it's any good. And the story is good. The artwork is okay, but I should also. It reaches a pretty satisfying conclusion. But then I'll share this picture with you and make me small again. You don't have to see it. Actually, no, wait, before you do, it also came with
Keeping big.
This poster.
I can't tell what that is.
No, me neither. Oh, I can see a hand and
she's flying downwards with another guy. You can't see it very well because of the lighting.
Right,
which was wrapped around the comic. And it also came with this postcard, and on the back it has this written: "We wanted to say thank you for backing Peregrine Rings of the Falcon. It was because of all of you that we were able to make this comic for you to enjoy. We know that getting the books into your hands in a timely manner did not work out as planned. No shit. And for that, we offer our sincerest apologies. We have learned many lessons during this time, and that we will take those lessons and endeavour to do better in the future. Thanks once again for all your support and encouragement, Wayne, Xavier, and Scott." Well, one of the lessons I learned is not backing anything with your fucking names on it ever again.
Oh, God.
So,
okay, can I just say at this point that it's at least they addressed it.
Yeah.
They didn't just like shove it in an envelope and send it and there you go, there's your freaking comic. You know.
Well, I'll make me small again.
I don't know why I did that accent.
What I would say about this is that apparently there was a lot of shit going on behind the scenes with this book, which has been well publicized, including the mass misuse of the funds. Apparently, I've spoken with Piper Steed privately about her role in this, because she, as she says, was messed around quite a bit with what she was credited with, and I think there are legalities going on with that, so I can't talk too much about it. But one thing she said to me privately, which she has said I can repeat, is that the experience of this book she feels has cast a shadow over her trying to get decent comic work because of what she was put through. And then, of course, I think we were conned on the postage, because obviously the books were sent over to someone in the UK to post out. And it's kind of funny because I think my postage, I paid about 20 quid. But then when I got the book, it was £2 same postage. I think, okay then. So I think we were massively screwed on that. And then I will share this picture. So you can see the quality of the book when I open the first page.
Oh, right. Yeah, the binding was coming apart, right?
It came apart. That's the first page. It literally tore from the glue as I read it. And I should point out, I was being as delicate as I possibly could with it. And that's what I got. So that annoyed the living shit out of me.
Right.
And then I did something rather, let's say, unwise, and I tweeted about it.
That'd be this.
And yes, I've actually was going to share it as well, but obviously you beat me to the punch. And
make it big.
As I said in the tweet, be careful whose books you back. Now, that was just me grumbling. I didn't think anything would come of it. Yeah.
How many hits? How many hits have you got?
They're still going up. But the funny thing was, it attracted that much attention that the Comicsgate posting their L's account posted a screenshot of it, which anyone on that account sees this. Hi guys. And then somebody on Kiwi Farms posted the same picture of my tweet as well. Hi to you as well. And well, it got obviously picked up on by quite a few people. And the thing is, I didn't mean to take as massive a dig as I can at it. But the thing is, because of shit like this, where these books are massively late, the list of people whom I will back has gone down dramatically. And it has left a very bitter taste in my mouth. Ethan, I will not touch anything of his ever again. I don't even know if I'm going to read anything in that box. And there's a good and next year I'm going to start flogging stuff that I back from some of these guys on eBay, because the enthusiasm I had for these works has just gone massively downhill. And there was one tweet response to my tweet, which I'll read now. I'll just find it quickly. I felt so bad for this guy. Where is it? Here we go. This guy replied to me saying, "Mate, I'm still waiting for my copy of The Dark Tales of Harrow Brothers that was funded in 2014 and was supposed to be in my hands the same year. It's 9 years late." And this was a Kickstarter.
Oh, Jesus. 9 years.
Yeah. And the thing with Ethan is, in regards to what you said earlier, Aria, I don't think it's a case that he's stretching himself too thin by doing artwork for other people, because I've seen that cover for Andrew Tate's book and it's fucking awful. I think it's a case that he's more concerned with his YouTubes and his super chats or whatever they're fucking called. And I think he's overextended himself because of that. And
yeah, I agree. I think that's definitely part of it.
I am not going to back Cyberfrog 3. I'm glad I didn't back Rainbow the Brute because that looked crap. And that he's joined the list of some of the other people whose work I just will not touch now. And it's another reason why I'm grateful for this show, because you get to see a lot of the smaller folks who are just trying to get work out. And I have backed their works because of seeing them on this show. But Peregrine, although it was a good story, it's along with that Cyberfrog, which again I don't think I'll read, has left a very bitter taste. So yeah, there you go.
And on that bitter note, thanks for watching, everyone.
I just like this. I'm going through these tweets now. Hang on, can I share one?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, I like this. Hang on. Where it at? Stop sharing. Yeah. You know me, it takes a minute.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll wait.
Yeah.
I'm
who is the purple lady?
Sorry, with this book.
Yeah. Yo, mama. Who is the purple lady down front? Does her ability to fly come from her breast because they look like they're trying to fly in front of her face?
Yeah.
I love big breasts. It's really crazy perky. Anyway, sorry to hear it took so long. At least you got it. Well, that's also a point. At least you got it. You know.
Yeah, at least I got it. But
yeah.
But like I said,
they don't call them flotation devices for nothing. And
but that's pretty crappy with like glue. How many pages was it?
Oh, I don't know. It's 48
is it like
60 pages, I think. It's a prestige form. It's a prestige format book.
Right. Well, 60 pages, then I can imagine why they'd go for like, glue rather than saddle stitching, right?
Yeah, but
that shouldn't
make
happen.
Sure the glue actually fucking works.
I know. That's ouch. God.
Yeah.
So, shame about the book. After all that build up, just to see Justin throw the box across the room for Cyberfrog. Very nice. Very nice.
I was really delicate with it. Fuckers.
I'm afraid it's just the way it's left me now. I wanted to see Cyberfrog's story continue because I wanted to see his reunion with Heather, but over time the enthusiasm just gone. I mean, don't get me wrong, I appreciate these sorts of books do take time and they are probably a pain in the ass to do independently. But for Christ's sake, the book was almost 3 fucking years late, and you'd think Ethan would learn his lesson by now, but he hasn't. And I'm done with it.
So, yeah. Speaking of things that are done, it's the end of the show, guys. So
Is it?
thank
Is
you,
it really?
everyone.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, everyone who has kindly watched along. We've got one more question before we go. Any idea which printing company the Peregrine went for, though?
That's a good question to avoid them.
Somewhere in America, Thomas, I don't know, and I don't care.
Well, thanks for sticking around, Thomas. There's your answer. And Fab, I've been enjoying this run of Doctor Who we've been on for the past couple of weeks. When's the next episode? Is it next weekend?
It's next Saturday.
Next Saturday?
Oh, and that's another thing. Like over here in Germany, I can watch it from Disney Plus. Yay!
Oh yeah, okay.
So I mean, like, because I don't get BBC iPlayer over here, and the whole rigmarole of VPN, etc. I just never got into it. So
yeah, there's a good topic for next week. We'll discuss Disney and Disney's involvement in the new Doctor Who.
Okay, get on, Pluto.
And on that note, Justin, will you grace us with a gay wave today?
No.
Not even a mildly gay one.
Exterminate!
What about a trans wave for today?
Harry, I can't make any.
We can do a Trans Am.
You just get me in trouble, and you'll get us cancelled. So
I don't know what a trans wave looks like, so we'll just do a regular gay one. You ready, Rob? You can't see my hands, but I'm going. Bye.
Bargain bin, let's see what crowd is in. Baba Dave and his hair. He's old man, but please don't stare. Alright, he's on the bargain bin. Now this just in, it's just in. Our new guy who just snuck in. He takes a joke, he just don't care. He's a regular gummy bear. New boy, here on the bargain bin. Bonus section, it's area black. For the furries, he's got your back. Along with Neve, that rhymes with Steve. Can she weave? She'll knit you a sleeve. Whoa, they're on the bargain bin. It's on Monday night. If you're lucky, it's on time. It's a pile of shite, but to miss it is a crime. Just out the gate, it's Rob GP. He's not a dog, but he'll make you pee. Up for a laugh, he'll laugh at oat. If it falls flat, he'll get his coat. Whoa, we are the bargain bin. You heard the bargain bin. This is the bargain bin.